Hello, and thank you for joining us on Tech24. Coming up in the show, the EU accuses Google of abusing its dominance of internet searches to push its own products. In this edition, we tell you all about what this antitrust probe means for the tech giant. We also take a closer look at the car of the future and how automotive tech companies are transforming the driving experience, in part thanks to smart onboard computers. And last but not least, for those of you who suffer from cold feet, we'll test Digitsole, the first connected insoles on the market by French company Glagla International. But first, the European Union has formally charged Google after a 5-year antitrust investigation. The EU Commission says the internet giant has abused its powers, namely with its Android products and shopping options. Solange Mougin has more on what's at stake for the American company.
They are the current kings of the internet, the go-to company for 90% of web searches in Europe. That's even more than in the US, where around 70% of Americans turn to Google. With Europe's antitrust charges against the company and another probe into their Android system, Google could have a lot to lose. First, there's the money. The EU can impose fines of up to 10% of annual revenue. Last year, Google raked in $66 billion, which means that fines could reach up to $6 billion if a settlement isn't reached. And then there are some worrisome precedents. Over the past decade, Microsoft has had to pay more than 2.2 billion euros for violating antitrust laws, and they've had to change how they do business in Europe. Costly slaps on the wrist that may have helped other companies gain ground. The slip of Internet Explorer being just one example, Apple being another. Europe isn't alone in its 5-year probe of Google. The US had a similar case against them, but dropped it in 2013. Now, though, Barack Obama is decidedly on the side of Team USA. In February, he accused the 28-nation bloc of favoring European companies.
We have owned the internet. Our companies have created it, expanded it, perfected it in ways they can't compete. And oftentimes, what is portrayed as high-minded positions on issues sometimes is designed to carve out their commercial interests.
Accusations of protectionism that the Commission has shot down. It says that many of the businesses complaining to them about Google are in fact American.
And let's go just a little bit more into details with our in-house expert, Dan and Jay Kadokar. Dan, thanks for joining us. Can you tell us more about this case?
Well, Julia, this is the first time that Google has actually been charged in an antitrust case. So it's quite significant in this regard. And secondly, right now the ambit of this investigation is very narrow. Right now it's only related to comparison shopping websites. But as the Commission boss had said that if the charges are proved or if they find something, then this ambit could grow, the scope of this ambit could grow to, say, travel or maps. So in a way, it's quite significant, the antitrust charges against Google.
And can you tell us also, what does this antitrust probe imply for other European search engines? Because, in the end, users seem to prefer Google to other search engines. And unless there's a popular rejection of Google, I don't see how things are really going to change.
Absolutely, Julia. I mean, Google is the dominant search engine. It's the most popular search engine. And I don't think, regardless of what findings are reached in this particular case, the status of Google as the most preferred search engine, it's not going to change. But of course, you have to consider that these days there are many other options. There are many other options like Yahoo, Bing, DuckDuckGo, Quant. So there are options in search engines. And plus, because of the explosion of the mobile phones, you have these apps on your mobile phones which do the jobs which a traditional search engine used to do. So for example, if you have to book a train ticket in France, normally I don't go to Google or I don't go to other search engines. I just go on the SNCF app and I book my tickets. It's similar to other options as well, whether it's food, whether it's travel. So yeah, the explosion of mobile apps has given a lot of options to people instead of just going to the traditional search engines. Then you have the social networking sites like Twitter and Facebook, who also, from there you can get different recommendations. So yeah, there are multiple options. And with this changing technology, because it's so fluid, and companies which are more adaptive, companies which are more innovative, they are bound to succeed.
Well, thanks for that, Dan. And we've been closely following the SpaceX project here on Tech24. Well, the unmanned rocket successfully launched a shipment of groceries to the International Space Station, but it failed to land the leftover booster on an ocean platform. It was SpaceX's third attempt to do so, but it marks another step in its quest to develop rockets that can be refurbished and reflown. Unless you're a mass transit rider, you probably spend more time in your car each week than anywhere except your workplace and your home. And it's not always a pleasant experience, especially with gridlock traffic. Well, today you'll be happy to hear that things are about to change. A new wave of innovation led by car makers around the world is transforming the driving experience. Our vehicles are indeed becoming smarter, safer, and more fun. So what exactly will the car of the future look like? Aurore Dupuis has more.
A 3D map and infrared pictures to detect body heat. These brand new car gadgets help avoid obstacles invisible in the dark.
Donc là, vous avez été reconnu.
The car of the future also recognizes its master. Innovative for some, old news for the army.
These technologies are widely used by the military, but they will soon be integrated in our cars. Infrared, 360 degrees, 3D screens. When you combine all these technologies, you have a quasi-perfect vision of your environment.
In this simulator, the cameras placed in the vehicle make blind spots not so blind, and the risk of an accident appears in the windscreen. In heavy traffic, the driver can put his car on autopilot and safely send a text message or watch a video. Modern cars are already equipped with a 360-degree angle, but for the first time ever, the screen will be in 3D. Soon enough, cameras will replace each mirror in our car. They're lighter and much more efficient.
One of the advantages is that you can drive at night with more light on your screen. And that's better than with the wing mirrors we have today.
Engineers say the automated car is the way forward. The next step is to prove it's reliable 100% and to get authorities' green light to put it on the market.
And let's move on to Test 24. Most people have already suffered from cold feet, let it be on their way to work, while walking, skiing, or hiking. Now imagine if you could control the temperature of your shoes with a simple click on your smartphone. And what if at the same time it could inform you about the distance you've walked and the calories you've burnt? Well, it looks like with Digitsole by Glagla International, it's possible to do all of this and more. Dan, these soles are pretty impressive. They come with a Bluetooth connection and a dedicated app.
Absolutely, Julia. This sole serves multiple purposes. What it doesn't do is it's not a remedy for cold feet, figuratively speaking, but it is a remedy for cold feet, literally speaking. So what it does is you put this sole in your shoe, and using the app, because it's connected to the app with Bluetooth, you can control the temperature using a simple app. So for example, here it shows you can control the temperature on both the soles or different feet, but you can have different temperatures on your feet. So on the left, for example, you can have 20 degrees, and on the right, you can have, say, 31 degrees. So that's a very interesting aspect of this device. This device, you can charge it using a simple USB port. So it will be funny to see. I mean, normally you charge your mobile phones and you connect it to your laptop. Now you will have these giant shoes or soles connected to your laptop. But this is where we are heading towards, because of all these connected objects.
Right. And I can see on the desk there's sneakers. But what about for us women? If we want to wear high heels, does it actually work in pumps, for instance?
It does. Let me pull this out from my magic hat. So this is for you, if you're interested, if you like the color and the design. So the concept is the same. Again, you can connect, you can charge this sole using this USB port, and it works in the same way. You can again control the temperature using the app.
And also tracks the calories, right?
Absolutely, it tracks the calories. It tracks the number of steps you take as well.
And what about the price, Dan?
Well, it costs €149, and it will be available on the market in September.
Thank you so much, Dan. That was Dan and Jay Cattle Car there. Well, it's the end of the show, but you can find us on Facebook or on Twitter. Our hashtag is Tech24. And we leave you with these pictures released by NASA. Spacewalking astronauts took a camera to capture footage of their work on the International Space Station, showing breathtaking views of Earth below them. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon.